Hey guys, now I'm back with Gareth, who is a rugby referee, and the video today is going to be see if I know as much about rugby from all the learning I've done. So there's going to be rugby laws of the game questions, and there is going to be some rugby general knowledge, and fingers crossed, I'm not going to predict 10 out of 10, but we'll see how much I've learned. Gareth, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Yeah, good. Busy, but good. That's a good thing. Now, you've planned some questions. So you've got five, is it right? You've got 5 laws of the game, and you've got 5 general knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah? Let's go with the laws of the game first, shall we?
Okay, right. Let's have a little thing. Let's have a look. So, question number 1. You're the referee, and you've turned up for a game, and both teams have similar coloured kits. Who has to change kit? Is it A, the home team, B, the away team, C, do you toss a coin, or is it D, the referee's discretion?
Right, I think that's similar to football. And in football, the home team should be sending email or text or whatever to the away team. And in that email, they should be saying what colour they are wearing. So that means that the away team should know. So I'm going to say it's the away team because they should know. And I'm pretty sure that's the same in football. Yeah, I'm going to go with the away team.
Okay, but you're actually wrong. It's the home team.
No.
In rugby, if there's a clash of colours, it's inscribed in the law book the home team must change colours.
Really?
That's why you'll often see England at Twickenham in a different colour. Particularly when they play Fiji.
Well,
they'll often
I said that's surprising because you think, well, teams have home and away kits. Yeah? And I assume that's the same in rugby.
Mm-hmm.
That's puzzling. That's puzzling.
Yeah, it's the home. It caught me out when I first started refereeing rugby because I was too used to football where the away side changed.
Yeah.
And someone showed me in the law book. It's actually one of the first chapters in the law book.
In reality, now this is the thing. Laws are one thing. Reality is sometimes a different thing. Now,
common sense is required.
I would assume that it's the same with the goalkeeper. In football, if there's a goalkeeper clash of kits, so quite often green is a colour that the goalies wear. If there's a clash, it's normally whoever's brought the spare kit. Yeah. That's annoying. That's a bad start. I thought I wouldn't be too cocky. Normally, I'm southerner cocky and, but 0 out of 1.
Northerner 1,
next
southerner
up.
0.
Yeah.
Okay, right. 2 is at a line out. So that's where the teams line up, they throw the ball in. How many offside lines are there? Is there A, 3, B, 5, C, 10, or D, 20?
Well, I thought it was just offside if the ball's. Can I ask a question to get a clue?
Go on.
All right. How many players are in the line out?
You can have a minimum of 3, but you have a maximum of 15.
I'm going to say, was 15 one of the questions? Was one of the answers?
It was 3, 5, 10, or 20.
Well, maybe it is 3. How? So I've only learnt about the offsides from like a ruck or a scrum.
It's a good one, this one, because it's actually an entry-level referee question.
Oh, well, that's awkward. Well, that's awkward, isn't it? Right, I'm going to say... I really don't know. I'm going to say 3.
It's 10.
Why is it 10? I've not heard of the offsides from lineouts.
At a lineout, there's 10 offside lines, but to be honest, you only really police about 3 of them. I'd actually have to do a video to show you where the offside lines are. I couldn't really explain it to you now, but There's 10 offside lines at the line out.
But so normally an offside is when in a ruck or scrum when the opposition player is in front, or technically, is in front of the opposition's back leg, right?
Yeah.
That's right, roughly.
Yeah. It's the high at a ruck. It's the hindmost.
So if they're like that, it's if that guy is in front of that guy's over there.
Yeah, you draw an imaginary line. Get through the rear of the ruck, but at a line out, the first offside line is the hooker. He has to stand with both his feet behind the line. His opposite.
So the guy throwing the ball in. The hooker's the guy that throws the ball in. Normally,
usually the hooker that throws in, but the thrower has to have both feet in.
Okay.
You've then got a 5 and a 15. Both teams have to stand between them two lines. So actually 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Your opposition hooker will stand in what's called the channel, which is between the sideline and the 5 metre line. There's a channel.
Yeah.
He'll stand in there, but he can't get any closer than 2 metres. The defending team has to be back 10, and also the scrum half can't get within 5 either. I go on with all the others, but we'll be here till Christmas.
The last one was already 50 minutes long, wasn't it? We've got to try and keep under that. Wow. 0 out of 2. Next up. Come on, I've got to get one right.
Okay. Question number 3. You've awarded a scrum, and the opposition tells you that they have a player in the sin bin, so they haven't got a front row. Are they allowed to bring a front row player on, provided they take another player off?
The front row of the scrum, they have to be on the pitch to contest a scrum, right? So you have to at least have the hooker and the two props to contest a scrum. If they're not on the pitch, they can't, and it's an uncontested scrum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you allowed to bring another one on? I'm going to say yes. Because it's that specialised position, but it's a sin bin.
Yeah, you're right in what you say. You're right.
So you're gonna not let me talk myself out of it. So,
no, well, you're right on that one. You can bring a prop on or a hooker, provided you take another player off, and you still only got 14 for the duration.
So, for example, you took a fullback off or a winger off.
Yeah. Normally now I think they make you take a flanker off, so either 6, 7, or 8, and you have to go with 7 in the scrum.
Okay.
But this is where there's a bit of a caveat. At some of the lower levels, they insist you match numbers in some competitions, so you might take the fullback off.
Okay.
Each competition's got slightly different rules, but yes, you can. You would take another player off and bring a specialised player on.
Because it's that specialised role. But if you don't have any hookers or props or whatever to bring on, then it's uncontested.
Then it will be an uncontested scrum.
Got it. 1 out of 3.
One out of 3. Okay, game scenario for you now for question 4. Team Red are playing Team Blue, and Team Red kick the ball down the field, and the ball bounces in the in-goal area, bounces back into the field of play, and is caught by the red team who are defending it, and the guy's standing on the try line. He grounds the ball behind the try line. Are you going to award a 22-metre dropout to the red team, or a 5-metre attacking scrum to the blue team?
So the ball was kicked by the blue. Was it that right?
Yep.
Ball was kicked.
Yep.
So ball was kicked. It bounces in the try line, in the try area,
in the goal area, but it bounces back into the field of play. Red catch it, and the guy's standing on the try line, and he grounds it behind the try line.
Why would he ground it?
He might want to kill it, because in rugby, they kill the ball to try and get a 22, get a restart.
I'm going to say then. But does it matter it's gone there? Because it can't be. It's not like a knock on or anything. Because I'm going to say that the red team get the play,
drop out.
the drop. Yeah.
No, it'd be a scrum to the blue because you've grounded the ball in goal. If you ground the ball or you're caught in possession behind the try line and ground it, it's a scrum, and the attacking team get the ball.
So really, you shouldn't ground it.
Yeah, unless you catch it what's called on the full. So if I kicked it to you, and you were standing in goal, and you catch it,
caught it
cleanly,
before it bounces.
Yeah, that would be a 22-metre dropout. But if you catch it like there where it's bounced, or you take it into the in-goal area, it's a scrum 5 metres.
God, I've got some learning to do, haven't I? Oh, man. Literally, I was clueless. I'm absolutely clueless on that one. That one... yeah, no idea on that one.
Okay.
1 out of 4. This is not going well.
Okay. So, and question 5 on the laws. Reds against Blues again. Red kick the ball towards Blue. Blues just say they're kicking the ball. It hits a Blue player and goes in between the posts. What would you give? Would you give a drop goal, or would you bring it back for a scrum restart?
Is this the other way around now? Is this basic? But it's only hit him. Does it? So it's hit him, and that's it.
It's hit him.
The Reds haven't then gone and collected the ball after it's hit him.
No, it's just gone straight between the posts and wherever it's landed. What would you give?
Oh my word! I literally have no idea. I have no idea.
You'd actually award the drop goal. You would give it, even though the ball has.
But even though it's not gone through the post.
If it goes, that's what I meant. It's gone between the posts, as in it's gone through the post.
So, as in above the bar.
Above the crossbar, yeah.
Well, surely that's just a drop goal, isn't it? And it's just come down and hit him. So it's just a drop goal. What, you should have explained that better, I think.
Oh, sorry. All right.
So he's kicked it through the post basically and got the drop goal. So it's what, 2 point, 1 point?
I'll give you half a point for that one.
No. I mean, in the game, is it 1 point?
Three in rugby union and 1 in rugby league.
Okay. Okay. Because it's five for a try, but it's two for a conversion.
Yep.
Oh, it's
3 for a penalty.
3 for. Okay, got you. But it's less.
And in rugby league, it's 4 for a try, 2 for a penalty, 2 for a conversion, 1 for a drop goal.
Got you.
So the scoring's slightly different. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have half a point. I think just worded, and that's what it was. The wording. Okay, so after the 5 laws of the game, it was 1.5 out of 5. I would not have passed my referee test with that sort of percentage. Got to at least be 70%, don't I? Okay. Right, let's try the next bit. Let's general knowledge, sort of. Yeah.
Bit of trivia. Okay, question number 1. Which country held the very first World Cup final? Was it A, New Zealand, B, England, C, South Africa, or D, Japan?
Japan sounds like a bit of a trick one. It's almost like it shouldn't be Japan. But then maybe it is because it's so obscure. But you think England... Surely England's where rugby started. But then again, did England host the first Football World Cup? Probably not. Not sure. New Zealand, giants in rugby. South Africa, pretty good. Oh, man. Right, I'm going to go with try an educated guess. And it's probably wrong. I'm going to say England, but that is only on the basis of we created the game, I think. I'm wrong, aren't I?
It was New Zealand.
New Zealand.
It was New Zealand. The game was predominantly hosted by Australia.
Yeah.
and the final was played in the finals, the semis, and the final were played in New Zealand. And South Africa were actually boycotted at the time because of apartheid.
Oh, that time, yeah. So
Yeah,
this is
they were still.
this is the funny thing actually, and it's same with football in the fact that surely England created the sports, or not necessarily. Well, yes, created it, but unified it, or created the FA, RFU, all that. But they never seem to host the first of anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
New Zealand. This is dreadful. Mate, I bet you'll do better on the football than I do on the rugby. I've got to think of really difficult ones for part 2. All right, number 2. Got a number 2?
Yep, number 2. Who was England captain in the 2003 World Cup final that England won? Was it Martin Johnson, Lawrence Dallaglio, Johnny Wilkinson, or Phil de Glanville?
Johnny Wilkinson can't be the captain. He can't be the captain. He's the one that won the World Cup in... Well, I say won the World Cup in 2008, right? Was it 2008?
Three.
Oh, it was 2003. That is literally the one thing I remember him kicking it through. Yeah. Was it Martin Johnson you said? Did you say Martin Johnson? Martin Johnson's the one. He's quite big, dark hair, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going to say him. I'm going to say Martin Johnson. Only because he looks like a leader. You're right.
Correct.
And that's simply because now I don't know necessarily what position he played because I didn't watch it then, but he looks like the kind of dressing room leader, player that looked a little bit older, a little bit more respected. Whereas someone like Johnny Wilkinson, I don't really know who Lawrence Dallaglio is. I've heard of him, but I don't know who he is. And Johnny Wilkinson looks more like, in football terms, the winger. You know, the David Beckham, the winger that gets all the praise, rather than...
They've actually all captained England. All 4 of them at some point have captained England.
Wow. So, yeah, I could have been easily confused. But my logic he looks more like a leader because I have seen him.
Yeah, he played in the second row, so he was in behind the props and the hooker in the scrum. Didn't lose many scrums with Johnson in the pack.
Big bloke.
Bob, massive. He's huge. He's about nearly 7 foot. He's absolutely ginormous.
Yeah, about the same size as me then.
Ian McGeechan actually deliberately picked him as captain for the Lions.
Yeah. Because
of how tall he was, knowing that he was taller than the South African captain. He just said just a psychological thing before the game even started.
Yeah, I bet. So I got 1 right. That's overall then 1.5 and 1 so far. Okay.
Okie dokie. Question number 3. Who's famously credited with starting the game of rugby? Who famous in history is supposed to pick the ball up and run with it?
I did a video on this.
And I know you have, so I thought, see if we can get this one.
See if I remember the video that I did. Webb Ellis.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
It's definitely not true, is it? Definitely not true. He obviously existed. He existed.
He exists. He's a real guy, but it's a nice story. But I think rugby's evolved. The genuine sort of accepted history is rugby evolved from several manifestations of football and other sports, and came into being over time at rugby school, and then it progressed from there. Yeah,
I did A level sport, and so we looked at the history of football, for example, and everyone had different rules. All towns had different rules, and so the chances of this one person, this one kid, just picking the ball up and running with it, that created... It just seems hard to believe, hard to believe. So yeah, I got that one. Next one. I'm on a roll. It's two in a row.
He's on a roll. Okay. So, in what year did the Six Nations become a being? Because previous to that, they were the Five Nations. In what year did they become the Six Nations?
It's not multiple choice, is it?
All right.
I'm going to assume it was recently. I'm going to assume it was really recently. Right, I will give a date. maybe within 3, should we? Maybe within 3 years. Is that fair?
What, if it's a year, if you're a year either side, I'll give it you.
All right.
I just want the year.
We'll get a 1 year out T-shirt. See if anyone listens to Ken Bruce in the mornings. Oh, bit of master. So do I. I think it was recently. I'm going to say 2011. Might be completely wrong, but I've just got a feeling that it was
1998.
Miles out. I'm sure.
Before that, it was just after the '97 World Cup. They became the Six Nations. They brought them in. Italy played trial games for a year, then formally joined in 1999.
I just thought it might have been more recently than that.
It was up until then. It had been the Five Nations: England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and France.
Five Nations doesn't really have the same ring to it, does it?
Well, I'd always known it as the Five Nations growing up, and then eventually they let Italy in. I think it just saw Scotland didn't come last.
Yeah.
Now it's England that comes second. Now it's England that comes second from bottom.
It's like Eurovision all over, isn't it? Bringing Australia in just to hope that none of the European countries vote for them, and then they still do better than England or United Kingdom.
I haven't watched the Eurovision Song Contest in about 10 years. I don't intend on.
You are missing out. Iceland are absolutely bossing it at the moment. They are brilliant. Oh, I am dreadful. This is poor. How many more have we got? How many more general?
Last one.
Last one. Okay, come on, we can do this. Come on, Rob.
Okay. Last one. Let's have a little look at my list. Let's see what we can give you. What you can get. Which town in the northeast, or which football ground in the northeast, was used in the last Rugby World Cup that England hosted? Was it St James's Park? Was it the Stadium of Light? Was it the Riverside? Or did they go to Hartlepool United?
Now, is it the obvious trick one of Hartlepool? I was actually thinking it might be somewhere like Old Trafford or something, big stadium, but no, it's not even on the list. I think you've put
on the grounds in the north. They used one of the grounds in the north.
I think you've put Hartlepool in there just to flummox me. So we're saying St James's Park, as in Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle.
Stadium of Lights to Sunderland. Riverside, which is Middlesbrough. Or Hartlepool. I've got a feeling it might be. I think it might be Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough seems like a place where they'd play rugby. Do you say rugby league?
Rugby union. Rugby union. I'll give you a clue. It's where Nigel Owen said, "Come back here in 2 weeks if you want to do that."
I don't know that, do I? That's not a clue.
One of your videos you've done.
Yeah, but I don't remember. Have you seen how many videos I've done in the last 2-3 months?
Well, I've been in 2 of them, so
yeah. I can't even remember what happened in that last one either. I'm gonna say Riverside Stadium, Middlesbrough.
St James's Park.
Balls, absolute balls.
Yeah.
Why did they choose that? Do you know?
They decided to use bigger stadiums in the hope they'd fill them out, and they did actually. They had West Ham's ground, the Olympic Stadium. They used that. They used the Emirates. They used actually very few rugby grounds. They used quite a lot of football, apart from Twickenham, obviously,
which is what's the size of Twickenham? Do you know roughly?
85,000. In fact, I think it's the biggest ground in the Six Nations that they use.
But that is the thing. The difference in stadium-wise. Premier League stadiums are much bigger, except say Bournemouth when they were in the Premier League, because that's about 10,000. But
I remember Bournemouth when they were in Division 2.
Great, lovely place. But like I think Southampton, St Mary's is about 32.5. So I think that's at least the average in the Prem. What sort of size are rugby union stadiums?
I'd probably say the biggest in the Premiership is Leicester. I think Leicester's, you can get 40,000 in there on a good day.
See, and you think the biggest in the Premier League, you've got Man United, you've got the Emirates of Arsenal, you've got Man City's, it's also Emirates, isn't it? I think
that's the Etihad.
The Etihad, sorry.
All
these Saudi companies. But they're all like, 80, 70, 60,000. So that's a big difference. And so if you can fill out, at Football Stadium and make the money and some. It makes sense, I suppose, doesn't it, for these big internationals? Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it, if you can fill it out? Well, I got 2.5 right out of 10. I thought I was learning some things. You only asked one thing that I knew, as in that at the Webb Ellis. Oh man, I've let myself down. I've let all you rugby subscribers down. I'm sorry. I will hold my head in shame. Well, we'll leave it there. Next time we're going to do another one, and I'm going to test you. We're going to do the same thing. Football laws of the game, and I'm going to make them hard because you screwed me over. We're going to make them hard. Five football laws of the game.
Yeah.
And 5 general knowledge football questions. All right.
Brilliant.
We'll see if you can do better than 2.5 out of 10. You probably can.
You set the bar.
I set the bar really, really high. I'm not sure if you can beat it, if I'm honest. Well, thank you so much for joining me again. Guys,
you're welcome.
If you did enjoy it, hit the like, subscribe button, join the Discord as well, and I will catch you next time.